Afternoon. For my final informal conference, I chose to research and learn more about the principal's role in special education. And why I chose this is for about 4 years, I was in the special ed classroom. And so, if as moving forward as a prospective admin, this is something that is very near and dear to my heart. So it's something that I wanted to learn, exactly what their role is in special education. So that's what I decided to go ahead and choose my final informal conference on. So the principal's role in special education is pivotal in shaping the supportive learning environment for students with diverse needs. Effective leadership in this area ensures that all students, regardless of their abilities, have access to quality education and necessary resources. As a primary authority in the school, the principal not only oversees the academic programs, but also advocates for inclusive practices that will benefit every child. The impact of a principal's leadership on special education can be transformative. By prioritizing professional development and resource allocation, they can enhance the quality of educational services available to students with special needs. Moreover, their commitment to building strong relationships with teachers and parents fosters a collaborative atmosphere that encourages open communication and support. This multifaceted approach not only addresses immediate challenges, but also sets the foundation for long term success in special education. So there are some key responsibilities that principals do have. As far as one is administrative duties, the principal's administrative duties form the backbone of the school's special education program. There's key tasks that include developing the budgets for the special education programs, maintaining compliance with federal and state regulations, as well as supervising the overall operation of the special education department. And staff management. Effective staff management is essential for a successful special education program. A principal must cultivate a team of dedicated and knowledgeable educators who are passionate about teaching students with special needs. Um, some of the important aspects are conducting performance evaluations to provide constructive feedback to the educators, offering training sessions that focused on special education best practices, as well as encouraging collaboration among all the other staff members. Another thing is collaboration with staff, working with special education teachers. Collaboration between the principal and the special education teachers is vital for effective service delivery. The principal should foster a strong relationship with these educators to address students' needs effectively. There should be regular meetings and open communication channels to ensure that both parties are on the same page regarding student progress and required interventions. You can hold regular meetings to discuss student progress, create shared goals to align efforts, and then provide resources to support the teaching methods. Engaging with general ed teachers. Inclusion is a critical aspect of special education. Thus, the principal must engage with general education teachers to foster an inclusive environment. This collaboration helps ensure that all students, regardless of their abilities, receive appropriate support and accommodations in the general classroom setting. And I know on our campus, we do a lot of inclusion. So, therefore, there's a lot of aides that are going in and out of classrooms. But, I will say we have done a very good job, or I think Miss Wright has done a very good job of working with the teachers and the special ed teachers, the gen ed teachers and the special ed teachers on this collaboration. Communication with parents, very, very important. Building relationships with the families, establishing these strong relationships with families, it is a cornerstone of effective special education leadership. Principals should prioritize building the trust and rapport with parents to create a partnership focused on student success. Engaging families fosters a supportive network that can significantly enhance the educational experience for students with special needs. Importance, there's a very big, it is important to be transparent. Transparency and communication is crucial for building trust between schools and families. The principals should be open about policies, their programs, the student progress. Providing this clear information helps parents feel informed and empowered to support their child's education. This can be sharing IEP goals and updates regularly, communicating any changes in school policies or procedures, and then just being accessible to parents for questions and concerns. When parents feel informed and involved, they're most likely to support their child's education journey actively. Advocacy for students, promoting inclusivity. Advocating for inclusivity is a fundamental responsibility of the principal in special education. Sorry. This advocacy involves creating a school culture that celebrates diversity and encourages all students to thrive. By prioritizing inclusivity, principals ensure that every student has access to quality education and a supportive learning environment. Uh, this key initiatives include, implementing inclusive policies that support diverse learners, encouraging peer relationships among the students, and then provide training on cultural competency for staff. Um, Also, in understanding student needs, understanding the unique needs of students with disability is critical for effective leadership. Principals need to be knowledgeable about various disabilities and their implications for learning. This understanding helps principals advocate for the necessary resources and support for students. Access to resources and support. Um, Access to resources is vital for the success of students with special needs. Principals must ensure that schools have the necessary tools, materials, and personnel to support these students effectively. This involves advocating for funding and community resources that enhance the educational experiences. Um, this can be identifying funding opportunities for special education programs, collaborating with community organizations to secure resources, and then allocating the budgets to meet the needs of students with disability when you are figuring out the budget for the year, making sure that you do allocate the budget for, the students with special needs. Professional development, training opportunities for staff. Professional development is crucial for a success of special education programs. Providing training opportunities for staff ensures that educators are equipped with the latest knowledge and skills to support students with diverse needs. Whether this is providing um, professional development on campus or allowing the teachers and aides that are within the special ed department to go to trainings that will help them and equip them with the latest knowledge and skills that are needed to be successful in the special ed classroom. By investing in staff training, principals can foster a culture of continuous improvement and empower teachers to excel in their roles. This commitment to professional development ultimately leads to enhanced educational outcomes for the students. So, keeping up with best practices, staying informed about best practices in special education is vital for principals as well as educators alike. This involves actively seeking out new research, methodologies, and resources that can improve instructional strategies and support services for these students. By keeping ahead of these developments in the field, principals can lead staff in implementing effective techniques that benefit students. Um, Also, it's very important that principals understand the legal requirements. Effective leadership in special education requires a solid grasp of legal requirements. Principals must be knowledgeable about federal and state laws governing special education, including the Individuals with Disabilities Act, also known as the IDEA, and Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act. Understanding these laws ensure that the school complies with all regulations while providing appropriate services to students. Um, the key legal areas that principals need to focus on are rights of students with disabilities, requirements for the individualized education programs, which are the IEPs, and then procedures for identifying and evaluating students. A thorough understanding of legal requirements allows the principals to advocate for their students effectively and create a supportive educational environment. And then it's important that you ensure compliance with special education laws. Compliance with special education laws is essential for providing quality education. Principals must ensure that all staff members are aware of their responsibilities regarding compliance and that the school meets legal standards. This includes conducting regular reviews of policies and practices to identify areas that require improvement. So this can be to ensure that you are being compliant, regular training for staff on legal obligations, conducting audits of IEPs to verify adherence of requirements, and then establishing a clear process for addressing concerns related to compliance. Developing school policies, that support special education. Developing effective school policies that support special education is crucial for fostering an inclusive environment. Um, Principals should work collaboratively with staff, parents, and community stakeholders to create policies that address the needs of students with disabilities. Um, the elements of the effective policies include clear guidelines for IEP development and implementation, procedures for identifying and supporting at risk students, and then protocols for training and professional development. A well defined policy framework ensures that all students receive the support that they need to succeed in school. Budgeting for special education needs. Effective budgeting is essential for supporting special education programs. Principals must allocate funds strategically to address the unique needs of students with disability. This involves understanding the cost associated with various programs and ensuring that resources are available for necessary support services. Um, and when doing this, it's important that the principal, considers assessing the needs of students and allocating those funds accordingly. Prioritize spending on essential resources such as specialized material and staff training. And then also seeking grants and fund opportunities to supplement these budgets to help with extra stuff. By effectively managing resources, principals can create a sustainable and supportive environment for students with special needs. It's important that you build a positive school culture and create an inclusive environment. It's essential for supporting students with special needs. Principals need to promote practices that encourage acceptance and understanding among all the students. This involves implementing programs that celebrate diversity and foster a sense of belonging within the school community. It's also principals should lead efforts to educate students about diversity and the importance of respecting differences. And I think the having these students, the inclusion, I think helps with this because they are interacting with the gen ed classes and on a normal day-to-day basis. So that I think that helps, these other students accept these students and their differences. Um, there can be obstacles that in special education leadership, and they can face common obstacles that can hinder their effectiveness. The leaders or principals. These challenges may include limited resources, staff turnover, varying levels of parental involvement, and addressing these obstacles requires resiliency and adaptability on the part of the principals. So recognizing these challenges allow principals to proactively develop strategies to mitigate their impact on special education programs. And to overcome these challenges faced, it's important that the principals are proactive and innovative. They should foster a collaborative culture among staff and engage with parents and community members. This collaborative approach that can lead to creative solutions and improve support for these students. Um, Principals play a very big part in the ARD process. Principals often lead the ARDs, and so there is also that aspect that had not been that I hadn't mentioned before, but they also are a very important part in the ARD process. The principal's role in special education is vital for fostering an inclusive and supportive learning environment for all students. Through effective leadership, they advocate for necessary resources, they build strong relationships with the families, they promote collaboration among staff, and ultimately ensuring that every child receives the education they deserve. Um, Commitment to professional development and resource allocation further enhances a principal's ability to lead effectively in special education. Um, by prioritizing inclusivity and understanding the unique needs of each student, principals can significantly impact the educational landscape, helping every child be successful during their educational years. So, the role of a principal in special education is very, very important. And this provided with a lot of information about exactly what principal's role is in special education. It's not just leading the arts. I mean, they are a very significant part. Um, so it was very informative to me, and I was able to learn a lot. Thanks.